Hello, everybody. My name is Miss Amalia, and I'm a teacher in the lower elementary classroom. So I'll be talking about the uninterrupted work period. So in the Montessori classrooms, children have 3 hours of uninterrupted work time. And during this work period, it recognizes and respects individual variations in the learning process of each child. So within the Montessori classroom, children need to have the time to work through their various tasks and responsibilities, and what's great about it is at their own pace. So some children may work on a material and they may work at it at a pretty fast pace and they can go on to their next job. Another child may work on that same material and it may take them a little bit longer. So the great thing about that is the children can work at their own pace. In the Montessori schools, these large blocks of uninterrupted time let children settle in during the daytime when they come into their classroom. So in the early childhood classroom, children have time to settle into their task in the morning and find something that interests them. And they're not necessarily interrupted to go on to a next activity because of this 3-hour work cycle. Since they are not interrupted, they have more time to be fully engaged in what they are learning. They are able to have a deeper concentration in what they are working on, and also have a deeper satisfaction of their work in completing whatever tasks they are working on that day. This time of the uninterrupted work period is devoted to self-motivation work. It may include individual or small group lessons that a teacher is giving. And the lessons that we are giving are with the Montessori materials, which are hands-on materials that you have been seeing throughout this presentation, and also which are in these photos as well. So the teacher will invite a child to a lesson in the early childhood classroom, and if they accept, they will come and learn about what is being taught that day. In the elementary classroom, we also have the 3-hour uninterrupted work cycle, and this also allows the students to engage in developmentally appropriate work for them. So this also includes the hands-on Montessori materials as well. So the teacher will either give individual or small group lessons during this work period, and it's more done at the beginning of the work cycle. So in the beginning of the work cycle, we'll have our morning meeting. We'll talk about what's going on for the day. A group will have a lesson, and then they'll go into their work cycle, the 3-hour uninterrupted work cycle. So with the elementary program, as Ms. Browning talked about before, we have the work plan, which is different from the early childhood classroom. So in elementary, they do have expectations, which are managed by the work plan that they have weekly. During the uninterrupted work period, students may work on a long project doing research. They may collaborate with their peers to do longer research projects. And similar to what Lisa said, Mrs. Browning, that work period, it might take the full day. So again, they might not work on all the subjects each day. They do have an aim to work on a language, a math job, a culture job in the elementary program. But if a teacher knows that they're doing this research project about the solar system and they're very engaged in it, and we notice that deep concentration that they have, we notice that they're fully engaged in their work, then we will let them continue on with their work for that 3-hour cycle. And then we'll follow up with them, throughout the week, checking in with the students to make sure they are hitting their goals for that week, and that they are keeping track of what work needs to be done by Friday as well. So one quote that I have from Dr. Maria Montessori is she said that the children, when they're working in the classroom, that the greatest satisfaction for a teacher is to look at her classroom and notice that the children are working as if the teacher is not there. So that's the great thing about Montessori. As they progress throughout the years in Montessori, they are learning about what work has been presented to them, what work are they able to do now in the classroom, knowing which materials have been presented to them. And then from there on, going on to elementary, they'll have a work plan which helps them with managing their time management. It also helps them with their organization skills as well. And this will later on transfer to upper elementary, where they have more complex work plans. So it's very nice that that the Montessori classrooms have a system, and it builds upon each other as the grade levels continue forward.